Welcome to the Luxury Listing Specialist Podcast with Michael LaFido, where top luxury agents reveal their best practices, plus interviews with real estate industry influencers, thought leaders, and luxury marketing experts. You'll come away from each episode with new strategies and tactics to dominate high-end homes in any market. And now for the latest episode of Luxury Listing Specialist. Here's your host, luxury real estate expert, coach, and trainer, Michael LaFido.
Welcome back to another episode of Luxury Specialist. I'm your host, Michael LaFido. We're really excited about today's show. We have an amazing property that we're going to be showcasing. That's for sale, $3.75 million. And we're going to be talking with the marketing agent, the listing agent, Josh McGrath. I'm going to bring him on here in a minute. But before I bring Josh on, just a reminder, no matter where you're watching this, if you're watching it live or you're watching a replay, if you're watching live, you can always ask us a question. Otherwise, if you're watching a replay, you can shoot me an email with any questions you have about this house, any questions you have for Josh. You can literally send us an email to Michael at Marketing Luxury Group. You see it on the screen, Michael at Marketing Luxury Group. And again, I have typed in to the comment section for those of you that are watching live, the actual URL on realtor.com. You can take a look at this amazing property. It's $3.75 million. The address is 230 Quarry Ridge. It's in West Virginia. We're going to be talking about that today. We're going to talk about everything from what are the best features of this home, what should Josh and myself, if we're marketing this home, and we are, what should we be highlighting? What should we downplay? I do have some suggestions for the agent. And this is what we call a fresh eyes analysis, And that's what we're going to be doing. And we're also going to strategize on a marketing plan, how to position this property to more buyers locally as well as outside the area. So we're going to share with you kind of behind the curtains, behind the scenes on how to market these properties, how do you target your audience, what are best practices, do's and don'ts, etc. Just a reminder, 3 weeks from today, you'll see it coming across the screen on the bottom. Our next in-person designation event is in Mexico, in Cabo. There's still some spots available. You can go to luxurydesignation.com, luxurydesignation.com. Again, I'm your host, Michael LaFido. And again, you can go to luxurydesignation.com for more information on that. And again, I'm typing that in right now, luxurydesignation.com. You can find out more information about our next in-person event in Cabo. Again, go to luxurydesignation.com. All right. So whether it be an entry-level home, whether it be a high-end home, which we define as 2 times your average sale price, or whether it be a luxury home, which we define as 3 times your average sale price, that is what we're talking about here. But this property that we're going to be coming up with a game plan and doing a fresh eyes analysis is what I would call ultra luxury, which is 10 times the average sale price for this particular area. So without further ado, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring on today's guest. But just a reminder, if you guys have any questions, you don't have to download anything. If you're watching this live, you can literally type them in the comment section, whether you're on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Just type it in the comment section, whatever platform you're watching on. It's that simple. Again, I'm your host, Michael LaFido. I'm the founder of the Luxury Designation, which we launched 7 years ago. March of 2016, we launched that. And I have an exciting announcement. We are coming out with a new book. We're coming out with a new book. And if you're interested, you can literally go to secretsoftoplluxuryagents.com, Secrets of Top Luxury Agents. And we are going to be releasing more information any minute now in the next few days, but secretsoftoplluxuryagents.com. If you're interested, go there, fill out some information, just say, hey, I'm interested, Mike, send me more information. And that's just secretsoftoplluxuryagents.com. We're really excited about that. excited about our upcoming event in Cabo, and I'm excited to bring Josh on today. Before I bring Josh on, I want to give you a sneak peek of what it is we are looking at. We are looking at this amazing property that I'm going to be pulling on the screen right now. This is the property in question. It is in beautiful West Virginia. I have Joshua McGrath with Better Homes and Garden. This home is 8 bedrooms, 9.5 baths, and 19,000 square feet. And that is the property that we are talking about. I'll keep that up, but I'm going to minimize it, and I'm going to bring our special guest in today. I have Josh McGrath with Better Homes and Garden, and this is your masterpiece of a listing. Appreciate it, Josh. Thanks and welcome to our Luxury Special show.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate the invite to be here today.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, in full disclosure, Josh contracted my consulting company, and we are helping Josh position this home and maybe make some tweaks, some modifications so that Josh can position it so that a larger pool of buyers can visually see themselves moving in as opposed to a smaller pool of buyers. And we're going to also share some marketing strategies, etc., on today's show. So you don't have to go into anything that might be your secret sauce as to how you got this listing, but do give everybody a little backdrop on the property on the screen right now that you currently are marketing for $3.75 million. It's 19,000 square feet, 8 bedrooms, over 9 baths, a lot of garage space for somebody like this. You could tell that they probably going to have multiple cars. So tell everybody a little bit of the backstory, because you guys reached out to me probably about a year ago, and I think you were on just under 4 million at the time, 399, and now you're at 3.75. So give me a little give everybody a little backstory, if you would.
So this property was actually on the market for close to, I think, 6 years, something like that, with the previous owner. They had started upwards of $16-18 million. And it was on the market for, probably close to 6 years, lowering the price over and over again. They ended up taking it to auction, and my business partner and investor ended up picking it up at auction. So they have gone in and done some renovations, improvements, and made some, just some needed improvements and updates to the property so that it could better be positioned and marketed. And then looking at pricing, we wanted to make sure that we were in line with where we felt the market would best support a true sales price on the property, which is still higher than, as you said at the beginning of your call, we're still talking 10 times higher than the average sale price in our market. But this is also probably 20 times any house that we have in our current market. It is truly a unique property.
All right. So, guesstimate you just shared probably 20 times the average sale price in your county. And we define a ultra luxury property for our trainings, for our designation, as 10 times. So this is definitely the 10X rule. It's definitely an ultra luxury property. We tell people that there's 5 buckets. There's 5 buckets, and this would be in bucket number 5. Bucket number 1 would be entry level, and this is what we would call this ultra luxury. And so again, for those of you that are just tuning in, I'm your host, Michael LaFido. If you're watching live, great. If you're watching a replay, I have the marketing agent. I call them the marketing agent, not the listing agent. Anybody can list a home. Marketing a home, there's a calculated difference, right? So I have the marketing agent, Josh, on here. It's on the market for 3.75. And some questions that I have, Josh, for you, and this is, I have many times for home sellers when they interview me, or other agents. I just helped an agent secure a $22.9 million listing in Fort Lauderdale about a month ago. I'm going to be helping somebody down in Florida on another trophy listing. And so some questions that I have for you. So first off, in your MLS, in your real estate board, how many sales would you say occur each year at 3.5 million and above?
Very few, if any.
Okay, so again, I'm not holding you to this, but this will be something I will have you eventually, if you want to even take notes, fine, but I will have you do some research and get back to me on this. So let's call it 3.5 million. How many are currently listed, number one, and then how many have sold in the last year?
Okay.
The reason I share that with you, and by the way, if the number's none, then we'll lower it to 3 million. And if it's still zero, then we'll go to 2.5. But let's just start at 3.5. So let's just say that there's 5 on the market and 1 sold. Keep it really simple. That would be 5 years of inventory. It would take 5 years to sell those 5 properties, okay? And so when there's 7 or more months of inventory, we call that a buyer's market. 7 months, not a year, not 5 years, 7 months. So we're trying to determine how many transactions there are in that price point, okay? So that's why I asked those questions, okay, Josh? Or is that good?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so that's one thing. And so that's question number one. How many are on the market? Question two is how many have sold? This house was on for 3.9. You said originally 16 million. It's come down, come down, come down. It's currently on for 3.75. Anybody that is watching, tuning in live, you can look at the link I've included from realtor.com in the comments section. It's 8 bedrooms, 9.5 baths, about 19,000 square feet. I'm going to show some pictures here in a moment so that we can do a fresh eyes analysis, but I'm just covering some of the bullet points of this property. So it's 3.75 million and it's on about 24.5 acres. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yes.
Yeah. All right. You're at 3.75 currently. I don't care about the 16 million they were on before, the 10 million, the 8 million. But 3.75 million currently, is that your suggested price, or is that their price just because it's been painful to finally go down, go down, go down, go down? How did you come up with 3.9 and now you're at 3.75?
So that was a calculated price that I came up with, looking at the market, looking at cost of construction. We've had builders look at this property. We've looked at what it would cost to recreate it if someone wanted to build a comparable property and where we might be with that. And just looking at, the features that it has to offer as far as location, the land, the views. It's just such a unique property in a unique location that replicating this house would be virtually impossible.
Yeah, and I would agree with this. And I know it might be difficult for those of you that are watching right now, but I based on price per square foot of 19,000, you're at $197 a square foot. 197, that includes all 19,000. But the point is that is priced pretty darn good. I know in my market, every market's different, every builder's different, but to build an estate type home with amazing stone, and great quality materials that you would expect, it's around $450 a square foot with the builders that I work with. So around $450. This is $197. So just to kind of give you an idea. Now, I'm going to, let me see here. Yeah, I'm going to take myself off of here and you and me so that we can really focus on making these pictures a little bit larger.
Sure.
I'm actually going to take off the MLS. Excuse me. I'm going to take off the email address so we don't have to worry about that. So that's off of here. And I'm going to scroll back up over here and I'm going to go through this. This is what we call a fresh eyes analysis. So I want to make sure that everybody can see this pretty darn good. I'm going to scroll down a little bit. All right, perfect. All right, so everybody follow with me again. This is Michael LaFido. You're watching Luxury Fridays. Forget the distraction off to the side on realtor.com, but let's just focus on the actual large pictures. So Josh, we're going to go through these photos and I've gone through them. I've prepared for this, of course, but I'm also going to give you just quick knee-jerk reaction. Hey, I'm a buyer. I'm an average agent. I don't know price per square foot. I don't know a whole lot about, this county, East Charleston. I don't know a whole lot. So I'm going to just go through this with you and I'm going to give some suggestions in real time. Fair enough?
Perfect. I love it.
Okay. So So right here, we got the main picture. Again, I'm a big believer, just so you know, Josh, and just so everybody knows that's watching, people have the attention span of a goldfish today. So you have to show the best features of the home. Sometimes agents show too much, too many bedrooms, too many bathrooms. Sometimes agents show too much. Michael Jordan, the greatest athlete in my lifetime, his house has been on for 10 years. Do you know how many photos that his agent has on the market, Josh?
I don't.
6.
Wow.
Now, I'm not suggesting that's the answer, by the way, but they're definitely leaving some creativity to the potential buyer because they're not showing everything. So I'm going to go through these fairly quick, and then I'm going to circle back to a few. Okay. So Here we have 4-car attached, and across the way there's another 3-car, but here we have a nice vertical photo. Here's the other 3-car. I like this shot. Shows kind of the stonework, the roof lines. I know you're dealing with a lot of trees, and it's tough to get a good look at it with the drone in the air. Is that correct?
Yes, that would be.
Yeah. Backside side of the house or backside? It looks like backside.
That's behind the detached 3-car garage and to the right-hand side of the front.
Okay. Again,
and that's behind the house there.
Behind the house. Beautiful pool. Great pool. I love the edge here, infinity.
Yeah, it's got the infinity edge around the 2 sides. Yeah. It's fully heated salt water, and actually it has a filtration system in it that filters the pool 4 times a day.
Wow. Okay. All right. So just for the sake of time, I'm going to give feedback as we go.
Please. Yes.
Photos. So bottom line, I've already assessed this home for those that are watching, and I don't know what kind of budget your clients have, but what I am telling you is they just lowered the price $200,000. You're at 3.75. Your next price adjustment will probably be $250,000 to get you at 3.5 of any significant value. Yeah, you can lower it $1,000, you can lower 20,000, but your next significant price adjustment would be 3.5. Fair enough?
Probably.
Okay, so some of the suggestions I'm going to have for you are going to be well under 6 figures. And maybe they don't want to invest money, but sometimes you got to invest money to make money. No different than if you had a used car and if you took it up to the car dealership and had the upholstery cleaned and new tires put in, and you could sell faster. Doesn't mean the car is worth more, but you can sell faster.
Sure.
Right? So you got very decorative, busy carpeting here in the entranceway, the foyer. Okay. And by the way, this is a vacant home, so I'm going to tell you staged. I'd recommend considered staging, or I'd recommend digital staging. The benefit of digital staging is you don't have that monthly rental cost, because a home like this could take a year. It's already taken how many years?
We've been on the market. Well, we've only been on the market now about 8 months.
8 months with you, but with other agent?
Yeah, it was previously, yes, before the investors bought it. Right.
Yeah. So you're looking, same thing, right? Entranceway, the grand foyer.
Mm-hmm. That's correct. 3 stories. 3
stories. Now, this screams out to me as personalized. When I talk about personalized, Josh, the way you live in your home and the way I live in my home is to our own decorating. When you go to sell a home, you want to be more timeless. You want to be more earth tones, your off-whites, your grays, even some tans. A lot of tans scream mid-2000s. But your blues, your greens, your reds scream personalized, and the percent of people that like reds and blues and greens are smaller. So you have a choice of marketing to a smaller pool of buyers that love this decorating, or with some of the suggestions I'm going to have, you were going to open up a larger pool of buyers. And these companies today can now do some digital renovations as well. They can literally put color on the walls, change out flooring and carpeting. If your client doesn't want to do the work but is willing to give a large credit, there's ways you can do it. And so then when you accompany a buyer and their agent, you have various visual boards that show what it could look like, as well as cost analysis of what it would take. I have a client in Nashville. They have a $15+ million home. Home was built in 1999, Josh. It looks like it was built in 1940 because they have a lot of older antique furniture. She's willing to give a credit. She just doesn't want to do the work. So maybe that's your situation, but it's always best to do the work. But the next best thing is to have some digital renovations and some staging done.
Okay.
Okay. So here you have a nice wet bar in this main family room. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Now, again, Prince, Purple Rain. I love Prince, but when you're talking dining rooms, this is way personalized. Okay.
Agreed.
So the flooring color is nice. It's neutral, right? A beautiful flooring. The table, I'm looking at a table that's got 6, 12, 14 chairs on it. And so what happens is the focal point of this room, Josh, is the fireplace. But right now it's blocked, not just at this angle, but because there's a lot of chairs. So this room would actually look larger and the focal point would pop more if you took some of the leaves out of that table, you remove some of the chairs and put them in one of the garages. Okay.
Okay.
All right. And then we're looking at kitchen here.
That is, yes.
Okay. Again, it has a dated feel a little bit. Today's buyers, they like, a little bit different look and feel, but based on the stonework, it's kind of got a little French country look and feel to it, but it's also got a little bit European flair. The kitchen is not as big of a concern because of that, but just know that the heart of any home, Josh, is the kitchen.
Of course.
And as you know, buyers, that's a big deal to them. All right. Is that a La Carnue? What kind of stove is that? Is that a French? Do you know?
I don't know right off. I would have to double check.
It might be just simple decor or something like this, but so I'm looking at the kitchen here. I got a butler pantry between the dining room. You're giving some kind of context of where it is in context of the home, which is great. Is this the hearth room right off of the kitchen?
Just off of the kitchen. Yes, it is.
Yeah. Hearth room, typically right off the kitchen with a fireplace. Again, sometimes big rooms look smaller because of no furniture. Sometimes people don't know, well, how would I use this room, right? And so a stager will not just bring the right furniture, but also position the furniture in the right place. So the focal point, in this case, the fireplace, stands out. Okay. Mm-hmm. Another picture here. You're looking back at the kitchen area.
Yeah. One of the really neat things about that room is you'll notice all of the woodwork in the house is a darker color, except for this area. Mm-hmm. There were actually 5 large oak trees on the driveway, and the seller decided that if those oak trees had to come down in order to build the house, that he would repurpose them. So that is all done from lumber off of the land.
I love it. That's a great story. And that helps when telling the story of a home. Always, every home has a story, whether it be the architect, the builder, the previous owner. Always tell a story. Be a good storyteller in real estate. Here's the library. Again, a little decorative carpeting with the blue and the stars, but amazing millwork throughout. What am I looking at here?
That's the home gym.
Okay. So from a staging standpoint, they could put digital gym equipment, rubber flooring down. Now, in my multiple listing service in Illinois, we can add descriptions to each of the photos. So on some of these third-party websites, if you clicked on it, you'd see it's the gym and what level it's on. Is that?
Oh, yeah, we can do that as well.
Okay, good. Have you done that?
I have added some, yes.
Okay, good. All right. So again, a lot of empty rooms.
Yeah, that room there that you just scrolled past is a custom dog bath.
Right here. There you go. Custom dog bath. All right. Yeah. Hey, people love their animals.
Absolutely. That's why the door goes to the outside right there.
That's good. Again, purple. Again, very decorative.
Indeed.
So I appreciate you coming on here. We're going to give you some strategies here. So right now, again, the overall theme is paint. In this case, I would remove the window treatments, too decorative. Less is more. And that TV and stand is blocking. It looks like a window. I probably would move that. But again, paint and staging, remove window treatments, maybe get some estimates for replacing some of the decorative flooring. Again, wallpaper 90% of the time it's personalized, just like bedding and window treatments is. Okay. So again, beautiful second story to that library office. Again, it's gorgeous. So I won't bore everybody, and I don't want to dizzy everybody with this. So you get the idea though?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so this is a money shot. This is what I would call a money shot, Josh. This needs to be earlier in the photos, because somebody like that has ADD, they're not going to swipe to photo 40 or 48. So this should be early on,
Okay.
because it shows the massive, 24 and a half acres, right? And so you're not just buying a 19,000 square foot home, you're buying a compound. And so that's what I would recommend. Showcase a lot of the exterior early on, because no offense, the interior is a little dated, and we're probably showing too much of it, be honest with you.
Okay. I can pull some of that down.
Okay. So now let's get into activity. You've had it for about 8 months, you mentioned. How many showings have you had?
Oh gosh, we probably had 10 or 12.
Okay, that's pretty good. You're averaging a little more than one a month. Any second showings?
We did actually. We had one person came back for a second showing.
And have they purchased anything, or are they still out there?
They're still out there.
Okay. I want to share with you a strategy that I've had a lot of success with over the time. I called my ROS, my reverse offer strategy, where we're going to role play right now, Josh, where you're that buyer's agent and I'm you representing this amazing house. Okay. By the way, did we prepare for any of this right now?
No, not at all.
Yeah, we have not practiced role playing anything. Okay?
I have no clue what we're doing.
Perfect. So this is great. I appreciate you being flexible. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, Josh, it's Mike here. I represent that property that you brought your client through. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Good. Yeah, 230 Quarry Ridge.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember being there.
Yeah. Has your client purchased anything yet?
No, they have not. They're still just kind of watching the market.
Okay. Well, understandable. But, my client has actually gotten some estimates to do some painting and replace some of the carpeting. And honestly, if it had been done already, I know it would have been sold already, probably above the asking price, because we lowered it recently. And so we have some estimates, and my client's willing to give your client a credit or do the work. Once we're under contract, and they can pick the colors and the carpeting or do their own thing. And they're also willing to part with it in other words, they're willing to sell to your client if we can agree upon terms and the closing date, a relatively quicker closing date. They're willing to sell to your client at $3,495,000. This is a confidential conversation. We'd like you to share it with your client, please. And as a thank you, we're willing to give you a $50,000 bonus as a thank you for putting the deal together if we're able to get one. So again, this is confidential. We'll give you a credit on some of the things that we've just mentioned, the carpeting and the paint, and we're willing to sell it to your client for $3,495,000 and give you a $50,000 credit. So if you want to pass it on to your client, you certainly can, but I just thought I'd offer that, tell you about that. So if you wouldn't mind, I don't know when you plan on talking to your client next. Do you have a scheduled call or a meeting?
No, I'll probably follow up with him next week sometime.
Okay. Well, maybe you could give him a call on a Friday and give him some good news going into the weekend. But if you wouldn't mind sharing that with him, and then circle back with me. And if I don't hear from you, I'll check in with you mid next week. Would that be good?
That sounds great. Yeah, I'd be happy to.
All right, I appreciate it. And the other thing is, we did just get a replacement cost analysis from our Chubb insurance guy, and this home would be $7.9 million if it burned to the ground to replace it today. I'd be happy. I'll send that over to you in an email with a recap of what we talked about, and looking forward to reconnecting.
That sounds great. I appreciate you giving me a call today.
All right, you're welcome. Thanks, Josh.
Thank you.
All right, so a couple of things. So again, you really need to know what things are selling for and how much inventory there is. So let's just keep things really simple for everybody watching. Again, those of you who are watching live, my name is Michael Lafito. You're listening to the Luxury Specialist podcast. We're coming to you live. We are dissecting. We're giving a fresh eyes analysis for for this amazing property that is in West Virginia. It's $3,755,000, $3.75 million. I have the marketing agent, Joshua Allen McGrath, on here today. And we just did a reverse offer strategy role play. And so you need to, for those of you that are watching, traditionally when you go up in price, homes sell at a little bit more of a discount. In other words, if you're an entry-level home, what's the average price point in your market, if you had to guess, Josh? Average.
Oh, but we're probably around 210. I mean, it's
so let's just say 210. Josh, if you put a home on at 200, 220 tomorrow, do you think even in this market you might have a lot of interest?
We would, yes.
Yeah. So the lower price points typically go close to ask, above ask, at ask. The top 2% properties in this case, right? There's maybe one property above 3 million. They usually sell at a little bit of a discount, right? 5 to 10% below the asking price. So let's just keep it really simple. If it's sold at 10% below asking, which it might be the case, that's $375,000, right? So you're looking at around 3.3 million, just call it for simple numbers. So to reverse engineer real quick, I did the numbers before we role play. Let's just say it takes $100,000 in rehab and paint and colors. It might be high, but call it $100,000.
Right.
I offered you 3,495 minus $100,000, so you're at 3,395. I gave you $50,000 in a bonus. You're at $3,345,000. That's still $45,000 above if this house traded at 10%. And now you have a definitive closing date with terms that you want. That's just a real simple example of a reverse offer strategy. You might want to have that conversation, Josh, with your investors, and I'd be willing to have that with you on a three-way. I'd have other questions that you and I would work on to prepare for that. Again, it's the old adage, you're single, you're at a bar, there's someone that you're attractive in. Would you rather ask her for a number or ask him for his number and know at the end of the day, I gave him my all and they weren't interested versus, oh, I wish I should have. The should haves will drive you nuts in life. And so this buyer that came through twice, they might be your buyer and they still might be your buyer. So Josh, I want to do everything possible to get them off that fence. And if they're not interested, the investor, the seller, and you could sleep better at night to say, well, at least we know, at least we gave it our best shot.
No, I agree. I like that idea.
Makes sense. So that's a reverse offer strategy. And then have you thought about having some kind of private invite-only event at the property, whether it be some kind of auction, whether it be working with car dealerships where they showcase some exotic cars there and there's some kind of nonprofit, anything along those lines?
Absolutely. Actually, this next Saturday, March 18th, we're hosting a fundraiser for the United Way. And it is, in fact, an exclusive invite-only event. We're having it catered. We're having open bar. We got music. We got the whole 9 yards. And we're being very selective about who we invite to come to that. Perfect.
So a couple things. If this was my event, two things. You're going to want to leverage this because you're going to want to invite local media because 90% will say no, but then also say, listen, I'd be happy to send you some photos and some video. And because people want things on a silver platter. True or false? Human beings are lazy by nature.
Amen.
They are, right? True. So call the press, call the media, invite them, let them know it's exclusive. But guess what? You're invited, but I need a hard yes or no, because if you're a no, I'm going to invite your competition and name drop that competition. They'll want to go.
Sure.
But in exchange, you'll agree to do a write-up on the property. Win-wins. I'm all about win-wins, Josh. I'm going to give you something exclusive that nobody's doing in this area, a great experience, but in exchange, you'll write about the property. How's that sound? You like win-wins?
I love win-wins.
Awesome. So the other thing is you're going to want a videographer there and a photographer there to capture it, Josh, okay? It'd be great to have the owner or the investors there to answer any
Yeah, they'll be there.
Great. You're going to want to have probably a step and repeat there. Get something with your company name and all that with a photographer so people can take pictures, do, selfie station, whatever, but they're branding Better Homes and Garden. They're branding you.
Okay.
And then, so I'm glad to hear that you're doing an event. Cover your rear end. You got to think of safety, security, maybe an umbrella policy in case somebody
already in place. Yeah, we have an event policy already in place.
Good. White wine, red wine, not where the carpet is. Believe me, I've learned the hard way over the years. So be smart with that,
Yeah,
okay?
no, all the drinks will be kept on the first floor where it's tile.
Perfect. Safety and security. Do you have staff giving tours? Do you have staff upstairs, downstairs to answer questions? And then, of
Yes, and I
course,
have agents in all locations.
with a property like this, securing the property after a showing is always something you always have to worry about, right? Making sure all the doors are locked, anything they open, that kind of stuff. People can be casing the home. The other thing at this price point is pre-qualifying, making sure they provide proof of funds, a letter from a banker, or a letter from a mortgage professional. So those are all some great tips. We're doing a fresh eyes analysis. So those who are tuning in, we gave a fresh eyes analysis on this property here. I dropped it in the comment sections. For those of you that are watching, here it is again. This property is currently on the market for $3.75. Well, thanks for the nice comments, Steve. We're trying to make, I'm giving a lot of gold nuggets here. I appreciate it. So this is the property. It's 3.75. You can check it out. You can Google it, 230 Quarry Ridge in Charleston, West Virginia. So we did a fresh eyes analysis. I gave some suggestions to Josh. He's going to have an event. We talked about a reverse offer strategy. Now let's talk about some other marketing that you can have. So again, we're going to do a follow-up with this, Josh. We're going to do a check in 30 to 60 days, but we're just about to unveil some marketing on our end for you. We're going to be putting this property on multiple websites. We're going to be reaching out to high net worth individuals, not just in my database, but other. I've built a network of top global luxury agents over the years. And through the photos and the video that you and your team have provided, we're going to be sharing it with them because you never know, somebody knows somebody. I found that people that love these exotic cars, guess what? They have multiple cars. Well, guess what? I know people that collect beautiful real estate across the world as well. And so they might want to diversify their portfolio. You got low risk, you got high risk, you got stable markets. And who knows? Maybe they say, you know, I need to golf in West Virginia, or I got family there and I need an excuse to come visit a property once or twice a year. So that is something that we're putting together as we speak. Your team was very helpful providing photos and videos. We got the old MLS sheet here, you know, which you provided us as well. So when we look at the MLS sheet, we're looking for any voids to make sure you've optimized it. So you and your team have got that over to us. We appreciate that. We have the square footage. Now, the only thing that I would suggest is I'm seeing square footage that is just, the math is impossible. It says main level 9,400, upper level 9,600. The likelihood that an architect could draw up a house that is 9,400 exactly on one floor and 96. So my BS meter pops up when I see 19,000 even. So I'm a big believer. If it's 18,991, that's more believable to me than 19,000 even. So I like giving the exact square footage on the main, the exact square footage on the upper level. No lower basement.
There is not a basement.
Yeah, no basement, right? So there's something called the PRC in many townships, many counties. PRC, property record card, is what we call it here in Illinois. And the tax assessor will give you, many cases, the actual square footage of first and lower level, or the blueprints if the owner has a copy of the plans. It does look like, do you have blueprints or plans or floor plans?
Yes, we do.
Are those online? I didn't see them.
They're not, no. But I do have. Are
you doing that for safety and security?
We were.
Okay. So somewhere in the agent private remarks or even in the remarks, floor plans available upon request. Well, guess what? You got to show me that you're a qualified buyer, but I'll share it with you.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
It does, yes.
All right. So what questions? This is volume 1 of Fresh Eyes analysis for this amazing property. You, in full disclosure, contracted us to help you. And we're going to do a follow-up once our marketing's up, and we'll do a check-in with you after the event. But my action items for you, my homework for you is, and it sounds like you're doing it, is photos and video. Mm-hmm. Also, get testimonials, if you will. If you have a step in, when I mean testimonial, if you were at my party, hey, Josh, Michael Lafido here. Thank you so much for coming through to this event. As you may or may not know, by the way, side note out of the role play, you need to have collateral on this house that everybody gets if they're getting a swag.
Yes, we've got it printed and ready to go. Yeah.
Perfect, good. So as you know, we handed you some information. This home is available for sale. It's currently on the market for 3.75. Josh, what do you think? And get together 3 to 5 to 10 people, maybe before you put the microphone. Hey, would you be willing to say a few words? Now you get 3 or 4, 5, 7, 10 people, male, female, younger, older, black, white, pink, gray, different diversity of what they loved about the house, and then put a compilation, a little highlight video. Maybe it's a one-liner from 8 different people. House is amazing, stunning, best property, and boom, you start blasting that out on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube, on your website. And now it's not you, the agent, that has the best interest, but these people that have never come through the home. It's their first impressions. That would be a question I would ask. Hey, thanks so much. We're at a non-for-profit, Josh. First impressions about this property. Boom, and now you get all these first impressions. Wow, amazing. Best home I've ever been. Craftsmanship, much bigger than it looks. Photos don't do it justice. All this stuff.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I love that. That's perfect.
Did we rehearse any of this before today?
No, gosh, no.
Did I know you were having an event before today?
No.
Yeah. So, when people say,
I'm actually excited that I was one step ahead.
and you are. So that's great. So that's great that it's this week as opposed to, we just had it, Mike, and I didn't do any of that stuff, right? So
right. No, I'm
glad that we're having this now. So the other thing that I want to go over with you is we did not rehearse any of this. So experience matters. And so what I'm here to tell everybody is this is something that I'm doing. This is our closer program. I'm helping Josh. Now, in this case, he secured the listing on his own. We are helping him reposition it and relaunch it, so to speak. And so this was the discovery phase right now. You guys saw it live here. And we're going to do a follow-up after the event, as well as once some of our marketing is in place. And your action items are going to be to check with the investors and the owners about doing some of the neutralization, some of the it's a little personalized, okay? Right. And again, the word that you want to use is market research is the bad guy. So market research, and we've had third-party consultants say that it's a very personalized home, and today's buyers want turnkey, and only 10% can visualize. 90% see that home the way it was positioned today. Is that helpful?
It is, very much so, yes.
All right, so Josh, any parting questions for me? Anything you want to share with me before we, go off our ways and then we set up a follow-up meeting?
No, I'm actually excited to get some of these things going. I think this is going to be a productive week.
Awesome. Well, best of luck. Keep me posted. Circle back, and we'll have you back on to check to see how the event was and to update you on what we're doing, and you're going to update us on some of the things your client was doing. Fair enough?
Sounds like a plan. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for your time.
You're absolutely welcome. And my tagline is prove them wrong. We're going to prove others wrong. This is going to be a trophy sale for you. And you're going to document before pictures, Josh, which you currently have, and the after pictures. And you're going to be able to articulate. So the next time you get interviewed from a seller that was listed with somebody else, you can show them how you transform property. Because in real estate, you want to be firstborn, the second wife, and the third real estate agent. In this case, you're the second real estate agent. We don't want there to be a third. Fair enough?
Fair enough. Absolutely.
All right. Guys, thank you, Josh. I appreciate your time.
Thank you. Have a great day.
All right, you too. So, guys, we just did a fresh eyes analysis on this $3.75 million home. Again, I'm your host, Michael Lafito. You're in the right place if you're looking to work smarter, not harder. If you're looking to increase your average sale price, whether you're with a boutique brokerage, you're with a big franchise, your brokerage doesn't do luxury, we can help you. We offer a lot of free resources out there. You can literally go to joinluxgroup.com, joinluxgroup.com for more information on some of those free resources. Again, we have a new book we're releasing called Secrets of Top Luxury Agents. You'll see that come across your screen, Secrets of Top Luxury Agents. Go there if you're interested. Fill out a form. We're going to be releasing more information on that. And again, our next in-person designation event is in Cabo. You can go to luxurydesignation.com, Cabo, Mexico in March. We're going to be in Orlando, I believe, April 19th. And we're going to be in Houston on March 23rd. on May 23rd. So the next 3 months, we have designation trainings. I'm your host, Michael LaFido. Remember, the next time someone says you can't do something, prove them wrong. And remember, turn off the news. They want to divide you. They want to divide. They want to scare you. And there's a lot of people out there that have been proven right over the last few years. My name is Michael LaFido. Prove others wrong. Take care.